This week we've got something a little different. It is a review of the Kamiq, but we're also going to give you a couple of car hacks, ways you can get around difficulties that your car at home might have. There's three different Kamiqs. There's the Kamiq and the Monte Carlo, and this one, the Signature. The engine is a 110 kilowatt, fairly modest engine, 7-speed DSG. It's front wheel drive, so there's no all-wheel drive option. So this is a city car only. On all Kamiqs, the headlights are LED and they're incredibly pretty. On the next model down, they're adaptive.
Oh.
Now,
sorry.
why are they not adaptive on the top model, do I hear you ask?
I'd wonder that, yes.
For some strange reason, the semiconductor shortage affected the Signature, but not the Monte Carlo. And of course, all Skodas come with a 5-year warranty, and now they've got 3-year service packs as well.
Unlimited case.
Unlimited kilometres. David, do the honours. There's a couple little tricks in the back.
Automatic.
It is electric. Oh, there's a loud beep. This bag hook is absolutely ginormous. The boot space is, well, it's okay. I mean, you know, it's not huge. There's a blank over here where you'd expect there to be a 12-volt charger. Maybe they just decided not to put it in. A couple of little thoughtful touches, but look down here. This mat is double-sided so that you can, in fact, have a rubber side or a carpet side.
There's also anchor points, 3 anchor points across the back for child seats.
Seats go down 60/40, but the cleverness doesn't finish here.
And I think reasonable capacity in the back.
With the typical VW Group scratchy black plastic.
Oh gee, I tell you what, that's comfortable.
That is comfortable. How's your head?
Normal. Clearance.
Lovely.
Look good. I've got seat warmers.
You've got seat warmers, David, and a couple of USB-C outlets, and they will become important later. Now, I'd like you to note, please, an umbadilli.
Oh.
Yes. It's a proper Skoda one. Oh, little Skoda symbol and all. And so you fit that in there once you've finished it, and hopefully you remember to do it once you've finished your daily effort. David, get in.
Sir.
Now this is the top model, so it does have electric front seats, electric driver's seat, and a fully electronic dash. It's got smart entry and start, which means it comes with a push button where the key once lived, and this very smart Skoda interior. Now, David, there's a few tricks about the inside that I want you to take note of. First of all, pick up my phone, and I'd like you to put it into the charger for me. This is a wireless charger.
Oh, it locks in.
You've got to make sure you push it in firmly. If it just sits on top of these little tabs, it won't charge.
But then it won't flop around.
Indeed. Now, unfortunately, not all cars have 12-volt chargers. This one, of course, has one here that I've got the 12-volt plugged into. You might need to check at the back of the center console. That might be where the 12-volt lives. If not, you'll need one of these, which is a USB adapter. I couldn't find a USB to mini USB cable for my Navman. This one has a USB on one end and a USB-C on the other. But the story doesn't end there. These two USBs give you insufficient power. If you try and use either of those, it'll come up just as USB, as if you plugged it into your PC. Whereas the ones at the back of the console are fully powered. So that's my first hack. Here's the second hack. This car, you'll notice, has this beautiful screen. David, is this screen not beautiful?
I find the clarity, the comfort of seeing such detail and such engagement.
It's beautiful. Now, unlike some of the other VW Group cars, this one has proper fixed buttons down the sides. When you go into radio, what you'll notice is that there is only AM and FM. So my favourite station is Buddha Hits, and it's on DAB. This doesn't have DAB, but my wireless Apple CarPlay has already connected because I've connected it previously. If you go into, you'll notice that my LISTNR has already opened up. Whoops. If I go into radio, you'll notice there's Buddha Hits. So I can stream Buddha Hits as long as I'm in cell range. From the home screen, you can get to the navigation, or your audio, whatever happens to be playing, or your Apple Carplay. Now, if you want Apple Carplay, you can also go to Google Maps, which are a little bit easier to use with voice control. Next, I'd like to point out these beautiful, I mean, they look a little delicate, but these beautiful controls for the audio and the cruise control. The middle is a revolving drum, but it's also a switch look. Also inside, David, I'd like to point out this rather smart trim, which has a very, very slight texture to it. But there is quite a lot of scratchy plastic with this soft textured feel here up on top. And overhead, David, you'll notice that there is a screen. This soft screen rolls back from the back to the front, which is a little bit unusual. I'll do that whilst we're going. Oh. And you'll notice that the glass is just one enormous fixed panel. So it doesn't open, unfortunately. And this is, I think it's around $1,300 as an option. Personally, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't bother. The last time you saw us in this car, we did a little bit of a beetle around town. Then I'm going to tell you what it's like on the highway at 100. This is the 100 km/h section of the N5. Firstly, I've had a call from ŠKODA, and they've told me that the headlight situation has been sorted out. This now comes with the fully adaptive headlights, but the scrolling indicators have been omitted. There you go. I'm now going to activate travel assist, and I've got it set to 100 km/h. It's now steering, braking, and doing everything for me. Watching around, it won't let me change lanes if there's a car beside me, and all that sort of stuff. This little engine is unbelievably smooth. This is such a pleasure. Now, I think it's much easier if you think of this as a high riding hatch, because it is quite small. There's quite a lot of headroom, and of course that means that there's a lot of space inside. So it feels more spacious than a Polo or a Golf or the similar sized ŠKODAs. The steering is super light. There's no drive modes, of course, but there is a sport mode if you pull the gear lever back one pull. On my digital dash, I can see all the relevant information, and I can scroll across different screens to give me whatever data I decide. I like a nice big speedo, a nice big digital speedo, and I can see that it's exactly on 100. There's a few other little convenience things that I'd like to point out. The center armrest, for example, as well as opening, it slides backwards and forwards. It doesn't adjust up and down like the VW ones, but it does go backwards and forwards. The other thing is the little lady in the dash does get very upset with you if she thinks you've taken your hands off the wheel. She's been complaining all the way out. Fuel consumption is sitting, it's long term, and I can't actually tell how long this has been going for. I didn't reset it, and there's quite a few thousand kilometers on this car. But it's sitting at 9.3 litres per 100 kilometers, a little bit more than I'd like. The acceleration is more than acceptable. This is just a comfortable little front-wheel drive car. Now we're going down to 80, so the ŠKODA cruise control is down here on this little side lever, and it's below the indicators, so I've accidentally grabbed the indicator a couple of times when I meant to activate the cruise control. The travel assist button, though, is up here on the steering wheel. With this excellent ride, and around $42,000 for this model, it makes a really compelling argument. There's little thoughtful touches too, like this little ticket holder on the front. And that's for things like tickets when you go into a car park and so forth. I think if you park at the curb, you've got to put it on that side or they get cranky with you. I've long said this about Skoda, that it is one of those brands that flies under a lot of radars, and that's a shame because they're handsome, quite good value, very, very good in the thought and care department, lovely to drive, smooth and quiet, reasonably economical. 5-year warranty, can't complain about that. Automatic lights, automatic wipers. But I tell you what, I really do like the little touches like the brolly that we showed you in the front door. I think it's come time to hit like.
Leave a comment.
And over there to subscribe.